you can go ahead. All right. So thank you very much. You can.
No issue. Today I came to Phoenix in 1984, and then I left for 7 years and came back. And so I've watched both the manufacturing and technology industry grow in a precipitous fashion here. And the Tech Council is an organization that supports companies that are in manufacturing and technology. And I'm going to take you through a presentation that talks about some of those details. And then at the end, we can get into a dialogue about how we can collaborate and work together. So a little bit of the history. The organization was created in 2002 as a merger between the High Tech Industry Cluster and the Arizona Software and Internet Association. In 2008, we merged a Tucson-based organization that focused on aerospace manufacturing and IT into the council and opened up a Tucson office. And in 2016, we merged the Arizona Optics Industry Association into the council. And today we have about 75 member companies that are in the optics and photonics industry. Many of them located in Tucson, but some here in Arizona as well. Arizona is home to the largest concentration of those kinds of companies in the world. These are the industries that we principally focus on: aerospace, aviation, defense, semiconductor and electronics, health and bioscience, IT, telecom, as I said, optics and photonics, energy, mining technology, advanced manufacturing, and emerging technologies like electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, wearables, and so on. We also invite into our organization those that serve the technology industry or are impacted by the technology industry. I have a board of directors that's about 35 strong. Currently, my board chairman is Eric Miller, one of the principals and co-founders of PADT. Formerly, the founders of that organization were all former Honeywell executives. I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations of the council. And as I said, we have Phoenix and Tucson offices. So we have 700 member companies. We don't have individual members. We have corporate members. And the preponderance of those are obviously in Phoenix, but we have a very large contingent in Tucson, but we also have members in Flagstaff, Douglas, Sierra Vista, and Prescott. These are the organizations that support the Tech Council through their sponsorship. Many of these companies you probably recognize, like Honeywell and Intel and Caterpillar and so on. Many are manufacturers, some are IT related, tech focused. Insight Technologies is an example of that, PayPal. We have, as I said, about 700 companies, but these are the ones that invest in supporting the Arizona Technology Council. Every year we do a very comprehensive annual report. We're in the process of finalizing the report for 2021. It's probably the best document to get a full appreciation of all the things that the Tech Council does on behalf of our members. We have a magazine called Tech Connect. It's a quarterly. You could see the last issue was on semiconductors. Prior to that, artificial intelligence, the future of transportation, and also ed tech or education technology. So each one has a focus. And they used to be print copies, but now it's in a couple different types of digital formats. You can find that on our, all these things actually on our website, which is aztechcouncil.org, as you can see on this slide. One of the things that we do is public policy advocacy on behalf of the tech and manufacturing industry. So we're the voice and the face at the state legislature, with the governor's office and with our congressional delegation. It's an area, as you'll see in a moment, we've been very highly successful in. We have a public policy committee. In fact, my first meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. is the public policy committee. And companies like Honeywell and Intel and Google and Apple and AT&T and so on all participate in our policy committee. So some of the things, I'm not going to go through all of these that we've accomplished over the years. In 2011, we helped put together what was called the Arizona Competitiveness Package that lowered corporate taxes here in Arizona from 6.97% down to 4.9%, making us very competitive in the Southwest. On a couple of occasions, we've helped protect our dark skies for the astronomy and planetary science industry, which is primarily focused in Tucson and Flagstaff. Show you a couple of other things. We helped create the first in the nation FinTech sandbox. Bob talked earlier about the financial technology industry. A lot of people don't know that Arizona is on the precipice of becoming #1 in the nation in financial services. And that would eclipse New York, which of course has Wall Street and so on. So Arizona has really been growing in that area. In 2020, we extended the R&D tax credit for 10 years. In 2008, we increased the R&D tax credit, making it the #1 R&D tax credit in the nation, and that continues today. Last year, we successfully recapitalized and extended for 10 years something called the Small Business Capital Investment Incentive. And that is an incentive for early stage technology company investors. It gives them a tax credit if they invest in early stage technology companies. And one of the things that we're constantly focused on is education, all aspects of education, but of course an intensive focus on STEM education. I'll talk more about that later. Some more of our public policy successes. Codifying last year the autonomous vehicle executive order that allowed autonomous vehicle manufacturers to test here in Arizona. I'm going to move beyond some of that. One of the ways that we organize ourselves, not unlike yourself, is through committees. We have 13 different committees. Any employee of any member company can participate in any committee. So you can have voice through participation. Some of the committees you might be interested in would be additive manufacturing, the Internet of Things. We have a workforce development education committee. And these are where our members get to work side by side to address issues and barriers and problems that face the industry or the focus area that we're focused on. And by the way, I should have said up front, many of your companies may already be members of the Arizona Technology Council. As I said, we have about 700 member companies, and if they are, you're already a member, because once a company becomes a member, every employee becomes a member and gets to participate in any of our events. And you'll see we do a lot of events or any of our committees. We also manage executive roundtables, or in Tucson, we call it the CEO Network. These are peer-to-peer groups. If any of you are familiar with Vistage, ours operate a lot like Vistage. We have one in Tucson that has actually 18 CEOs on it, and they all are in the aerospace and defense sector, and they're all suppliers to the big primes. We have a preferred business partnership program for our members. So discounts on printing, on helping you take advantage of your R&D tax credits, various different types of insurance, coaching and training. And I'll tell you more about our 401k program that we run. So we actually run a 401k program. So if your company has 3 employees, 10 employees, 15 employees, normally the company could never afford to have a 401k, but we run a multiple employer 401k. And so this is a really important program for a lot of companies, particularly now when you're trying to attract talent. You're a small enterprise, you're competing with all the large corporations, and you need to have the kinds of benefits that attract the top talent. So this kind of program is very useful to a lot of our smaller companies. We also run an association health plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. We're able to negotiate much lower prices than any small company would be able to do on its own. And this program is just in its 3rd year and has been doubling in size every year. We provide medical, dental, vision, life, disability, FSA, HSA, COBRA administration, the whole bailiwick, if you will. So one of the things we're known for is our events. We do about 150 events a year. About 2/3 of them are in the Phoenix area and about 1/3 of them are in Tucson. We have a monthly tech sector speaker series. We do monthly after 5 networking events in both Phoenix and Tucson. These are usually hosted by a member company. It's about networking. The host provides hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and our members come to network. We do a similar thing right after our board meetings every quarter, which allows our members to interact directly with our board of directors, who's really the who's who of the tech industry and manufacturing industry in Arizona. We have a Women in the Workforce series of events in Tucson, and in Phoenix, what we call the Tech Inclusion Forum that focuses on DEI-related issues. These are our major conferences and events. We have a cybersecurity summit in May, a MedTech conference in June, do an aerospace, aviation, defense, and manufacturing conference in July. We run a CEO retreat that's always out of town. This year it's going to be in Sedona. It's a 2-day event. Our biggest event in Tucson takes over the entire Tucson Convention Center. It's called the Southern Arizona Tech and Business Expo. Some of you may have been to the Governor's Celebration of Innovation. It's our biggest event of the year, always at the Phoenix Convention Center because it's the only place that'll hold it. It's usually around 1,000 attendees. And then in the winter months, we do a holiday mixer. And just this, actually yesterday, we did our marketing technology summit. That's sort of bringing the marketing world and the IT world together. We also do a virtual breakfast series. We have one coming up on understanding the National Science Foundation Small Business Innovation Research Program. We do a virtual speaker series. The next one's on what you can do as a leader to win the war for talent in a candidate-driven market. That's obviously a major issue in our breakout group. We talked a lot about that. There are about 100,000 openings in Arizona right now, just in the tech and manufacturing industry. And that's a national phenomenon, as we all know. We do 2 podcasts. One is called AZ TechCast. It's typically focused on a technology topic, and we'll have 2 or 3 or 4 speakers on each one. And in addition to our website, you can get these podcasts on Spotify and Spreaker and Podbean and the various platforms that offer podcasts. We also do one called Tech Focused, and rather than on technology topics, it's focused on technology and manufacturing leaders. And both of these podcasts are monthly. Bob talked earlier about sharing each other's events. You can do that right now. We have what's called a community calendar, and you can go to our community calendar and hit submit an event, and a form comes up. You fill out all the details about your upcoming events, and they automatically go on to our community calendar. And thousands and thousands of people view this calendar on a regular basis. So I highly suggest ASQ Phoenix chapter put your events on this site. I mentioned STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. I also run the SciTech Institute. While the Tech Council is a 501c6 not-for-profit, SciTech Institute is a 501c3, so a charitable organization. So if you donate to it, you can take it off on your taxes. We run the Arizona SciTech Festival. It's going on right now. It's the entire month of February and March. This is sort of a hybrid. Some things are virtual, some things are face-to-face, but I'll give you a feel for the magnitude of this event. In 2019, prior to the pandemic, we had over 2,000 events with over 900 partners in 80 of 90 Arizona cities, and attracted 500,000 individuals to participate in these events, all designed to attract young talent to an educational path or a career path in science, technology, engineering, and math. We also run the Arizona Science Bowls, both the middle school and high school Science Bowls. Last weekend was the high school Science Bowl, and the weekend before that was the middle school Science Bowl. Our winners, first, second, third place winners, go on to participate in the National Science Bowl, which is sanctioned by the U.S. Department of Energy. And we have a program called Chief Science Officers. We started it here in Arizona. We have 137 school districts in Arizona that participate. And in order to participate, they must agree to run an election in grades 6 through 12 to elect a chief science officer in each grade. We provide these CSOs training. We bring them together in what we call cabinets. They learn from each other. They do extraordinary things in their schools and in their classes that would blow your mind. Some of these students speak at Tech Council events because they're that capable and articulate. At our Governor's Celebration of Innovation, we give awards to the top 4 STEM students in Arizona every year. This program has been so successful that it's now in 10 other states and 4 other countries. And our goal is to build or grow legions of future STEM leaders around the world. And all started right here in Arizona. These are our social media handles. You can find details that are going on within the council on Facebook, on Instagram and LinkedIn, as well as Twitter. And we're pretty active on all these channels. And so if you're on any of those, you can find us at these handles. We have a very lean but mean team, and you can see who they are right here. And So we operate this organization with just 11 people. Now, the SciTech Institute is separate. While I'm the president and CEO of both, as separate staff, there are actually 18 staff members at the SciTech Institute. And both entities are in different locations. The Tech Council is in downtown Phoenix at Thomas and Central. And the SciTech Institute team is over in Tempe. And as I said, we have the Tech Council as a Tucson office as well. So with that, I'm here to answer questions, to enter in a dialogue about how you all might get involved, how we can collaborate and work together. And that's my email address. If you want to find out whether or not your company is a member of the Arizona Technology Council, you can either email me there or contact Bob and he'll get the information to me. And I will let you know whether your company is a member already or not. And then we can talk about how that you can get engaged. But we're a member-based trade association like your own. Or you're a society, not a trade association, but you're member-based. So with that, I will unshare here, or try to unshare.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. I was just blown away of all the things that you're doing, and the similarities between our two organizations is it just seems like we're so ripe to partner. I use that term loosely because within ASQ, partnership means a lot of financial things, but just sharing our meetings and events, cross-promoting each other, I think is a great opportunity. And I would strongly encourage our members to seek out information whether their employer truly is. If they are a member of the Tech Council, then as Stephen said, as an employee, you are already able to participate in the event. So that sounds fantastic.
And almost all of the large employers in the areas that you mentioned earlier, aerospace and defense and manufacturing and so on, are members of the Tech Council. You mentioned energy, SRP and APS are members, for instance. So yeah, a lot of you are probably already members and maybe didn't know it. And so we can clarify that for you. And once you're a member, you can participate in events, join committees, get involved in a whole variety of ways.
Hey, no stealing our members now.
Oh, I'm not trying to steal them, but you know, all of us participate in many things. And,
right.
And like I said, you could put all your events up on our community calendar right now, and it might draw a broader audience.
Yeah, we definitely do plan to do that. It'd be another possible growth strategy for us. I was very interested too in what you do with the SciTech Institute. We, the Phoenix section, participates in the Future City competition.
Future Cities, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been participating long before I got involved, but every year we sponsor our own society award. We judge, these are teams of students from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade middle schools. And every year this National Future Cities, which is sponsored by engineers, National Engineers Week, they have a unique theme. 2 years ago was about creating a model city of life on the moon, where you had to use some of the natural resources that are available on the moon and use that to facilitate daily life. This year, or this past 12 months, has been around the circular economy. So reduce, reuse, recycle, and build a model city taking advantage of that. And we participate every year. We judge the awards. We have our own quality award. And that program has just been blossoming. And it's so exciting to see that level of education and these students who, as you said, some are very articulate and very well spoken, very good at presentations. couple of years ago, we had one of the winning teams actually present at our program meeting. Of course, now the last few years have been virtual, but we do intend to invite those winning teams back again to demonstrate their model city and talk about the life within their city. But it's very I thought it was very interesting that we are participating in the same types of activities, looking at students as well as experts.
I'm very familiar with that program. My son participated in it when he was in high school, and today he's an aerospace and aeronautical engineer and is in the Space Force.
Ah, very good.
And by the way, the Tech Council used to run the Arizona Science and Engineering Fair, which then rolls up into the International Science and Engineering Fair. Turned it over in 2014, I think, to the Arizona Science Center, but I'm still the chair of the advisory committee, and we're always looking for judges. So that might be another opportunity for folks to participate as judges. We're in the process of recruiting judges right now, in fact.
Yeah, in fact, as you were speaking, I wrote several notes to myself to bring it up during this part of the program. I received an email from somebody in the Arizona Tech Council mentioning that you were looking for judges for the Teacher of the Year and Innovator of the Year awards as part of this governor's celebration of innovation.
That's right, we are.
Are you still looking for candidates?
Yes, we are.
If any of our members are interested, how would they apply?
Just send me an email, or they can send you an email, and you get the information to me, and I'll see that it gets to the right folks.
Okay, and training is provided of what they're grading on and looking for?
Absolutely, all the details are provided to them. And it's the Teacher of the Year and Future Innovators of the Year. So it's the kids that we're talking about.
Right, great. That sounds like an excellent program. Something that we as a quality society want to be involved in as well. Anybody else have any? I got a whole list of things, so I don't want to take over the discussion. If anybody else has a question, please feel free, or comment. Feel free to unmute yourself, or if you are having trouble with that, put something in the chat box, and I'll scroll through that as well. You had mentioned the After 5 networking event. This is something I was unaware of, but I was very involved with this type of activity up in Minnesota. So my career, I was 35 years with 3M Company, headquartered in St. Paul, Minnesota, but I traveled the world for 3M. I was their corporate quality director. So I was training management and quality staff on different techniques within 3M to, how do we deliver 3M quality, which has a very strong brand reputation. And so I partnered with that organization up in Minnesota, After 5 Networking. And this is a great event. If any of our members have an opportunity to, and you want to meet more people, you want to increase your network, you want to talk about opportunities, this After 5 networking event, it's just a social event. You can exchange business cards if you want, but it's a great opportunity to meet new people and to broaden your network. So I will definitely be checking out that part of the program.
By the way, I'm gonna blank on the name, but the organization here in Arizona that manages the Baldrige Award, yeah, I housed them in my office for the last 13 years.
I remember, yes. Yeah, I'm a Baldrige examiner for SWAY. So
okay, so Karen officed in my office free of charge, by the way, for the last 13 years. And she just retired, by the way. You probably know that.
Yes, and they're still looking for her replacement.
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with Baldrige as well. I had 2 member companies when I ran the Pittsburgh Tech Council that won the Baldrige Award while I was there.
Wow, very impressive. Very good to hear. Let's see, I see something came across chat. Does the city of Phoenix work with Arizona Tech Council to fund any, say, intern salaries for the summer, any types of programs like that available?
Well, the city of Phoenix is a member of the Arizona Technology Council. I work very closely with their economic development team, particularly as they're trying to recruit tech and manufacturing companies here to Arizona. I am connected with their workforce folks as well. I just went through something called the Greater Phoenix Workforce Leadership Academy that was funded by the Center for the Future of Arizona and the Aspen Institute for the last year. So got to work closely with several folks from the workforce area, but we don't fund internships. Usually our member companies are the entities that fund the internships, but we try and connect our member companies with internship opportunities. We're actually subrecipients on a U.S. Department of Labor and a National Science Foundation Workforce Awards, both won by ASU. One is focused on bringing Latinx students into STEM, and it's a $10 million award for ASU. And the other one is, and that's called All Rise. And another one is DOL funded. It's called AZ Next, and it's focused on bringing the underserved population into manufacturing and IT and cyber. So our role has been to sort of build the advisory boards from our members to oversee those efforts. So the things that they do are relevant at the end of the day to our member companies.
Good. In my retirement, I work part-time for CEI, the Center for Entrepreneurial Innovation, and I'm sure they're already connected with you. But
Tom is a good friend.
yeah, so the programs you offer, like this multiple employer 401k and your Blue Cross Blue Shield Association healthcare plan, they found ideal opportunities for these young startup companies who don't have the number of employees and the economics to have their own plan. But
yeah, they're perfect.
Sounds like another great
for
pairing.
them. Yeah,
great. Yeah, we're currently helping CEI develop a quality curriculum.
Oh, great.
For the founders and their senior leadership team, just so they have an understanding of if they want to play in this market, and most of them are in the healthcare arena. If you want to participate in this market, you've got to comply with FDA, and there could be some ISO 13485, and just at the founder level, just trying to give them a roadmap of how to get started and what they need to build into their budget as they're seeking investments. And so it's a great opportunity working with Arizona Technology Council too.
And I mentioned in my presentation that health and bioscience is an area that we focus on as well. So we have a lot of members in that space. I think you saw we have a MedTech committee. We do a MedTech conference every year. So folks in that field are members, including Banner, organizations like that.
Not to own or take over this discussion, but I do have one more question. I found it very interesting that you mentioned that Arizona is on the cusp of eclipsing New York as the #1 financial services market. That seems like an excellent opportunity to have members of companies who may be members with Arizona Tech Council also aware of a brand new division within ASQ called the Financial Services Division. They're like a brand new division. They've got like 20 members so far. They just launched at the Lean Six Sigma conference, which was last week down at the Point Hilton at the top of Teal Cliffs. There's a 3-day conference there, and this new division had an exhibit booth and talking about. So do you have, what types of people in the organizations are members of your committees with respect to financial? Are they the CEO or the the chief financial officer, or?
So we don't have a finance focused committee. The organization that really focuses on that is GPEC, the Greater Phoenix Economic Council. And in fact, if you go to their website, there's a whole section in there on financial services with metrics and, you know, everything that's going on in that sector. We have, you know, obviously every member company that we have has accounting and finance people,
Right.
but we don't have a committee currently that focuses on that. Typically our committees, the way they come about is we have a critical mass of people who come to us and say, we think the council should have a committee. We get them to write a charter. We have to have leaders who are willing to lead, and then we start promoting it to the rest of our member organizations. And that's how all of our committees come about, unless they're a functional committee like, you know, my finance committee or my investment committee, because we run a 401k, or the nominating committee, those kinds of things. But yeah, it's really member driven.
Okay. We typically have quite a large percentage of attendees at these meetings who are from outside the Phoenix area. Is there something similar to an Arizona Technology Council in different states as well? I mean, obviously you mentioned Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we have a national organization that we created. I was the chair for a number of years, called TECNA, the Tech Councils of North America. And some states have multiple tech councils. So I was in Pennsylvania. There was one in Pittsburgh, one in Erie, one in Harrisburg, and one in Philly. A lot of us are statewide, like New Jersey and Connecticut and Georgia and Oregon and Utah, you know, statewide organizations, but there's 63 of us that represent collectively 22,000 technology companies across the US. Wow. And actually into Canada. So I can connect people that are from other states with their local tech council. I know all the CEOs, work with them on a regular basis. We do a fly-in once a year to DC. We do a summer conference and a CEO retreat. So we collaborate on a number of things. By the way, I don't know if you know this about MEPs. I mentioned I ran the MEP in Pittsburgh, the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, but I think I had 36 consultants, and they were experts in Six Sigma, 5S, Kaizen, you know, all the things that you mentioned. There is an MEP here in Arizona. It's run by the Arizona Commerce Authority. And a good friend of mine is the head of that, Dave Garofano. So if anyone's interested in those things, they help teach companies who are smaller how to utilize all those methodologies in their quality systems.
Yeah, we had, I don't think it was Dave, but we did have an individual from Arizona MEP present to us. I think it was maybe 2 years ago now.
Okay.
And we try to communicate when MEP is offering seminars or classes or workshops, because they, as you said, they offer a lot of specialized training focused on quality tools like lean principles and that. Yep. To these smaller companies that may not have the resources. So
exactly.
In fact, they send me, right now I'm receiving a calendar of events, and I know they have a couple scheduled classes that are being offered, and I think they've got a book now, June, July, maybe into September. So they're working on the summer months right now. But good to hear that they're also part of the Arizona Tech Council.
Yeah, they're a partner, close partner of ours. And Dave and I are friends. We ride Harleys together.
Nice ride up through Oak Creek Canyon and Sedona on a Harley. Right? Oh, yeah. Beautiful area.
Well, yeah.
I do have a question in the comment. Someone is asking, for larger organizations that are members of the Arizona Tech Council, are all employees within the organization then members? For example, could any employee of the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport attend the meetings? Or is it restricted to just certain employees of maybe specific departments or divisions within that organization?
No, if the organization is a member, any employee can participate.
Yeah.
So Sky Harbor was a member, and then things got tough, as you know, during the pandemic. So I'm not sure whether they are right now. They might have come back. I'd have to check that.
Okay.
But they have been in the past. And as you know, the pandemic hit airports pretty hard around the country.
Hit the entire travel industry pretty hard.
Yeah.
My wife and I are going down to Key West next week for a week of well-deserved vacation. So, although it's supposed to be warmer here than Key West next week. Oh well. Well, thank you. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions of Stephen?
Again, if anybody wants to follow up with me, just get a hold of Bob, and Bob knows how to reach out to me, and happy to talk about anything you want to talk about. Be happy to connect with you.
Well, I know, Steve, that I am definitely going to follow up and have some conversations with you and regarding the ASQ Phoenix, but then also just personally, how can I become more involved? Since maybe that's a good question, because I am retired. I'm not aligned with any particular company, and all of your members are employers. What about individuals like me who are retired?
You can be a volunteer.
Okay. Everybody's looking for volunteers, right?
That's right. That's right.
I would be happy to participate. So much of what you do is what the ASQ Phoenix section is trying to do. And it just sounds like a great opportunity, again, to expand one's network and to continue on that journey of continuous learning and participation. So this was
Bob, I think you and I are going to become close friends.
This has been a fantastic. Well, I don't have a Harley, but I do have a Vespa.
We'll let you ride behind.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you, Stephen, for your time, and this was a fantastic presentation. I'm glad I'm recording it. I will be posting it to our website with a lot of my own personal notes to help supplement and draw more interest into hearing what you have to say. But this has been a fantastic evening for me, and I hope our members have found it as interesting as I do, because there's a lot of opportunity here to I keep harping on it, expand your network and become more involved. So thank you very much, Stephen, and we'll be in touch.
Look forward to working with you, and it's been a pleasure to be here. And again, reach out to me if you need anything. Have a great night.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So just a few more comments, or just wrap up this evening's presentation, and then we'll actually, looks like we'll be done a little early. So we do have some future speakers already lined up. Next month, we will have Austin Lynn. If that name is kind of familiar with some of you, he was a past president of ASQ, and he's going to be making a presentation on talent development, how to secure it, how to maintain and improve the skills within your workforce. So kind of on the technical, but also on the soft side of things. And then in May, we're going to have a speaker, Tina Augustiati, from she's in the Lean Training Department at JP Morgan. And she's going to be talking about change management, something that we deal with every day. And then we've had a change in presenters for June. Stephen Bonakorski was originally scheduled to present in June. He's going to drop down to July. And in June, we're going to have a consultant by the name of Sharif Nasser. And he's also known as the organization doctor. And he's going to be giving a presentation on common organizational type diseases and how do you inoculate your organization against those diseases. Kind of sounds familiar to Deming's 7 deadly diseases, but I'll be interested to hear about what Mr. Sharif has to say. And then in July, we had Stephen Bonakorski from the International Society of Lean Six Sigma going to be talking about the need for quick wins and quick wins that deliver results that stick, to help build momentum and get your organization moving in the right direction. And then in August, Anshuman Tiari, a fellow member of the ASQ Society from the DXC organization, we'll be talking about common quality challenges within any organization and how to address those. So that's completes the summer, the spring and summer part of our agenda. And I think we have a number of great presenters lined up on a wide variety of topics. And much like the Arizona Tech Council, the ASQ Phoenix Section 2 is on social media. You can find us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and we do have a page on YouTube where we store all these recorded videos. So until we get at a certain point of viewership, YouTube doesn't give us our own YouTube channel like ASQ Phoenix. You couldn't just look that up. But in order for us to get there, all of our presentations are stored on YouTube, but they're linked from our My ASQ page. So another selfless, shameless plug to please join My ASQ, create your profile, and you can connect with all of your peers and colleagues on ASQ. And if you have not yet downloaded and installed the smartphone app, ASQ, that's another great way to stay connected with your peers and colleagues on ASQ. You can connect to your section. You can message members who are also on the app. So it's a great way to have ASQ Phoenix Section at your disposal right from your smartphone. So, and I'm on the app. I'm on the ASQ app. So if you ever want to send me a note, you can easily send me a quick note through the ASQ smartphone app. So with that, I want to thank everybody for attending. And again, thank you for navigating through the problems with Zoom. Try and get that corrected before next month. Just a last reminder then that you will be receiving an email from our Voice of Customer chair with both a survey link, tell us how we're doing, what you think, how we can improve, maybe some suggestions for future topics. And then there's a survey attached to that as well. And then your RU certificate it will be attached to that same email. And if you are interested in serving as our Voice of Customer chair, I would love to hear from you. John Linlin is leaving as of the end of May, but he will be on board through then to help that end of his replacement get up and running. So I want to thank you, everybody. If there are no further comments, let me go back and see if there's anything in the chat box before I leave. Last month, there were a couple that came up at the end and I failed to get to them. Thank you, Mark. He's from outside the section saying that our monthly meetings are best in class, well structured, great value. Feel that he's a part of the section, even though he's from Toronto. Thank you very much, Mark, for your regular attendance. We greatly appreciate it. And spread the word. We're here every month and we'd love to hear from you. And with that, I will close the meeting. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week and weekend, and we will talk with you next month. Have a great night. Goodbye.